Adam, when a company is acquired, so when a company is bought by another company, one of the things that happens is you have to figure out, are all the employees coming over to the new company? Are they separating? What's happening, right? So, and this is a really common problem, and sometimes it's all the employees, sometimes it's some of the employees. From an IP perspective, you want to make sure that all the employees are transitioned over and that they know and sign new agreements so that all of their IP is going to the new company. And then you're going to have their old agreements and all of the company's old assets come over to the new company as well. And in my head, I'm thinking of like an asset purchase, but the same would happen in another structure. So, I mean, from your perspective, what are the other things that we have to think about when you're bringing over employees like that?
Yeah, I mean, depending on the structure of the acquisition or merger, you may need some new employment documents to basically start employment, let's say, with this new entity, if there's a new entity created, or with, let's say, the purchaser's entity, if they're purchasing a business. Getting all those documents signed by the employees, getting them acclimated with new codes, systems, and really the biggest thing I see that a lot of companies struggle with, I'm actually seeing it now, is maybe some of the culture differences with new company slash old company and the intermingling of employees. There will be some growing pains through that process. I've seen it every single time where there's this adjustment period where employees are getting to know new things and also deal with new and different people. So within that, expect some clashes, some conflicts, some growing pains, like I said, early on while everybody's getting acclimated. So I say that if anybody's watching that's involved in this process, it's totally normal. But from the legal perspective, just make sure that you're planning appropriately. And then on like the day one where new employees begin with this company, that you get all of them signed up with the appropriate employment documents to protect the interests of the company.
So going back to the pre-acquisition, what point do you tell employees?
Okay, so you bring up a really good question, because communication during this time is actually of the utmost importance, because a lot of employees may hear rumor or rumblings and not know if their job is safe, and what is that going to do to those employees? Well, it's going to make them distracted at the very least, and probably not very productive for you. So I think once you have a firm plan in place, let's say a deal that is hard, that's solid, that is going through, there's no outs for it, I think that can be the time to communicate with employees and to let them know what's going to happen, what is expected. And then another step further from the legal side is, if a number of employees are going to be let go as part of the transition, there may be WARN Act notification requirements, which require 60 days notice. So you have to really go back and do a high degree of planning, in any transaction, let alone one that has a number of employees that are being affected and potentially let go as part of the process.